This song is epic.
Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana.
Clearly, I'm the oldest one here.
What?
It's a very old school horror.
It's horror, but it's not the horror we know. Like the horror we know.
It's just too creepy.
Very weird and very human about it.
It's showtime.
This is so weird.
We just have to pray the other closets are bigger than this one.
Michael Keaton
Sure, talk amongst yourself.
was crazy.
Drinking a glass of oil. Dude, like, how does he do that? Was I fine? Probably with the same
Blonde hair. Oh, I can't believe I forgot her name. She had a glove on her head as a hat. Her husband had a red Christmas sweater. At one point, they turned that into a jumpsuit. She was wearing it as pants.
Storyline wise?
You like it?
It was
Storyline.
the exact opposite of everything else I'd gotten. You know, most of these scripts were like, you know, A to B to C, all tied up in a neat little packet. Then I get this script that makes no sense. It has no real story. Boy, there's amazing energy to that.
They have to, people.
It's not that kind of song for credits. And the
If they
credits
don't,
is
I'm going to
wrong.
be sad. I would just like to state that. That will be the sound of me crying. Just in case you're wondering.
Is that you in the future?
Beetlejuice.
Is that you?
Just
Sorry.
leave me be. Leave me be.
Women. I don't know what her problem is.
Dale.
The movie show.
Dale.
Raw. Captured. I almost said uncaptured. I don't know why I said that.
Captured.
Not live. On 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras.
Three cameras.
Plus. I see
Oh,
one.
okay,
I see 2, 3, 4. And audio. It's 2-dimensional. Could be 3-dimensional.
Ryan doesn't want to sing the song.
That sounds like my brain.
Dale. Dale.
And my logic centers are like.
Daylight come and me want go.
Have you ever watched those?
Work all night and a
What do you call it?
drink a rum.
Where you play a song and it's like try not to sing along.
Stack banana till the morning come.
I'm winning.
Daylight come and me want go home. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me want go home.
I know it's fine.
Come on, say it, Ryan. Say it.
All right, this is the movie show on Active TV. I'm Ryan. I don't know who she is. She is.
Daylight come and
All right, this is Sash, and we are doing the movie show, and we have our backing choir. So we're doing Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
This is the best part of the song, right? This is the best song. Listen. It even fades out. Okay, I'm done with the
A
song.
beautiful bunch.
I do like his
Banana.
accent, though.
This song is epic. Okay, sorry.
It's very nice.
This is the movie show. I'm Sash. We are doing Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Apparently, so what happened was, if you see in the film, there's a part where they spell it
Yes.
B-E-E-T-L-E, G-U-E-S-E, I think. And that basically is, so you pronounce it Beetlejuice, but it's a constellation of stars.
Like some kind of silent G or something.
But
Not G,
then,
but
yeah,
silent
because it was
J.
confusing, they named the film Beetlejuice, so normal spelling juice. But they even actually joke about it in the film. There's a couple of times the characters are like Beetle guys, Beetle, yeah. So it's Beetlejuice. The first one, the OG one, back in 1988.
And the reason why we're watching this one is to prepare us for. Is it already released?
It has already
The
released.
second one.
Came out on the 6th of September.
Same director.
Same director, Tim Burton.
Same actor.
Yes, Winona Ryder reprising her role. Is Michael Keaton still Beetlejuice?
Yep. Check it. He's there.
Oh, yes. Haha. So Michael Keaton,
Did you watch the
Winona
trailer for
Ryder. I haven't actually watched the trailer.
For the second one.
I haven't, and I don't wanna.
okay.
I don't wanna.
All right.
But I'm actually excited for it now because I watched the first one. So I would highly recommend, if you haven't watched Beetlejuice, the original, go watch it. And then, so this one, it's coming out it's out, not coming out, it's out. It's called Beetlejuice. I did not know that. I just thought it was Beetlejuice 2. Literally, it's Beetlejuice. There's quite and Catherine O'Hara. So a lot of people are reprising their roles.
Yes.
William Dafoe,
Yep.
he's joining. He wasn't in the original. And then Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito is coming.
There is.
As far as I can see, that be all, people. Yeah, there we go. But
Horror comedy.
horror comedy, Tim Burton at his finest.
It's weird.
Very weird.
It is a very weird film. I don't know what to. I don't know how to.
I must be honest. So when I started watching it, I knew it was going to be weird. Then while I was watching it, I was just like, this is so weird. Then I stopped watching, and I think I had 30 minutes left. But between me having watched the first hour and I happened to like the film, and by the time I finished it, I was just like, this was a good movie. Like, it was weird. So I really enjoyed it.
It's a very old school horror.
Yeah.
Like if you ever watched like really like, obviously this was comedy horror, but if you really watched the really old school horror films, it's got that weird vibe to it.
Yeah.
Like very odd, very weird.
That is Tim Burton. So if you don't know who Tim Burton is, I think people know him probably from Wednesday, the series. He directed that, and he's done a lot of. So he did Beetlejuice. He actually did one of the he directed Batman, the one that Michael Keaton was in.
So weird.
He did the
Pee-wee. That was him, right?
Which one?
Pee-wee. That dude. That guy. Clearly, I'm the oldest one, yeah.
I'm not
All right.
following you.
Beetlejuice, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
Corpse's Bride.
Edward Scissorhands.
I knew it.
He did Alice in Wonderland was
Alice
solid.
in
I think that's
Wonderland.
my favorite Tim Burton film. And Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
There you go.
Wow. Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
And I'm looking for. It's coming just.
He's done a lot with Johnny Depp. Like
Yes.
a lot with Johnny Depp.
I think because Johnny Depp.
Pee-wee's Big
there you go.
Adventure.
That's the one. I knew
I
it.
haven't watched that though.
Yeah, it's the same one.
Was it good?
Yeah,
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. All of his films are weird.
All these films are weird. I agree
Yeah.
too.
In fact, now that I think about the Batman that he
It was
directed,
weird.
right?
Yeah.
It wasn't
That-
weird. I remember, and it also had Michael Keaton, but it kind of has, because obviously within that film there's it's the one of the Joker, correct?
I honestly didn't watch that Batman I don't know.
But there are some scenes where you have like the Joker, some weird stuff happening to him, and it's got that same cut. Like there's one part where his teeth come out, like his teeth get knocked out,
That's true. Tim Burton style.
and there's even like it's the same kind of vibe.
He also did James and the Giant Peach. Did you watch that? I watched that.
I think so.
That's a long time
I think
ago.
I remember.
Yeah.
So
This type of film, he didn't do it, but there's a movie called Death Becomes Her. It's with Meryl Streep and Goldie.
I
What's her name?
remember.
Goldie Hawn. She's the mom of
I don't know. Probably with the same
blonde
surname.
hair. Oh, I can't believe I forgot her name. Kate Hudson. There we go.
Okay.
So the mom of Kate Hudson and Meryl Streep, and also it's. But I don't think he directed that. I don't think he directed Death Becomes Her. But like the 80s was filled with this like, it was like it's horror, but it's not the horror we know. Like the horror we know,
The weirdness makes it very horror, though.
it does, but you're not like, you can still watch it. It's still like you're not doing this.
I don't know. I'm kind of haunted by it. The weirdness of it. Like it's just very odd. Just something very weird and very human about it.
So Death Becomes Her was directed by Robert Zemeckis. He did Forrest Gump and Back to the Future.
Have you ever watched Mars Attacks?
No.
Because he had something in that. Let me just check quickly. Directed by Tim Burton as well.
Directed by Tim Burton. Tim Burton. Yeah, but I enjoyed the film. It was weird. It was strange. It was something different to watch. At first, I wasn't enjoying it, but by the end of it, I was like, that was a cool film.
Storyline wise?
Storyline, I think it was original because like, okay, I didn't watch trailer, nothing. So I actually thought this was a musical, to be quite honest. So the first time I heard about Beetlejuice was a long time ago. Someone was singing, I think they were singing the Calypso song. There's obviously a couple of songs that they play in the movie. But she was like, I love this song from Beetlejuice. And I was like, I've never watched. She's like, you don't know what Beetlejuice is? I was like, no.
Is that where people know the song from?
I think so. Then
Wow.
she showed me and I was like, oh no, I haven't watched that movie. So I think because she said there was a song in it, I assumed it was a musical. And then when I started watching it, I was like, but this isn't a musical. But then now I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I must say the ending did confuse me. I had to go and do research on the ending. Because I was like,
Oh, yeah.
are they alive again? Are they not alive?
They weren't,
Why
right?
is she? No, they weren't alive. They
Yeah.
were still.
Because obviously she could see.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's why.
Yeah. But it was cool. It was cool to see a young Winona Ryder. She plays Lydia. I think this was the film that set her career going. Yeah. Michael Keaton was amazing. He was unrecognizable. Like
He was.
If I didn't know it was him, I would not have said it was him.
And you know what's crazy is that the director let them really ad-lib.
Yeah, he ad-libbed 90. Where did I see that? 90% of his lines was Michael Keaton ad-libbed.
So you kind of like, Michael Keaton, who are you?
Right? And it wasn't just his makeup, because his makeup was very, very good. Like his makeup,
It was good.
Because the way they did his hair, it kind of looked like he'd been electrocuted. So however he died, he'd been electrocuted. But then there was also mold. Like it looked like there was mold around. But it wasn't just his makeup was very good, but his voice was crazy.
Don't you feel like just drinking a thing of like a glass of oil?
Yeah.
You're like, dude, like how does he do that?
Yeah, no.
Hey.
Yeah, no,
Imagine-
his acting was very,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
I actually think that this Beetlejuice won an Oscar for best makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
The makeup was very
They
good.
did.
And even watching this video that's playing behind us, I was amazed because obviously when you watch it from if you're thinking in terms of CG, you're like, this film is terrible. But you don't realize that a lot of it wasn't even CG. It was practical effects, like the snake. The snake, you look at it and go, that's so fake. But that thing was animatronics. They built that thing.
Yeah.
And you know what's cool is they built it before they had cast Michael Keaton. So when they made the snake, they made it without knowing who the actor was going to be.
Oh, wow.
And then afterwards, I think they did shoot a couple of shots just to link it up. But like the snake looked like Michael Keaton. So
Yeah.
the fact that they did that it was very
Yeah, because
cool.
I was actually looking at the snake. I'm like, hey, that looks like him, just a bit more like demonic looking.
Yeah.
Like more alien, demonic.
And even the costume design was crazy.
Yeah.
Like the cast, okay, I'm going to speak in terms of people I know. So one of the actors, the stepmom, she was in Home Alone. She was the mom in Home Alone. Her fashion was on point. She had a glove on her head as a hat. She wore, so her husband had a red Christmas sweater. At one point, they turned that into a jumpsuit. She was wearing it as pants. I was just like, what? So, and then I loved that white shirt with the one black sleeve. I don't know if you remember right in the beginning of the film. Like, the fashion was really cool. And then, obviously, Winona Ryder, she was Lydia, the young girl. And then the Barbara, who's the lady that dies, she's the mom in Stuart Little. And then you obviously have...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
and then
right,
you have
yeah.
Alec Baldwin, super young Alec Baldwin. And then Michael Keaton. Personally, the dad, I didn't know, where is he from?
Yeah, I've seen him around. I have seen him around.
I couldn't place him though.
Again, these are kind of the 80s.
Yeah.
So I think when I see the faces, I'm kind of more like, oh yeah, some 80s film.
Like, oh,
Somewhere.
there's that guy.
Or mostly 90s kind of films.
Yeah,
That's
Jeffrey
where,
Jones.
Yeah, I've seen this guy around.
Wow, he's been... Okay, no, I don't think he was in a black and white movie. He's known for Howard the Duck in 1986. I didn't watch that. Amadeus, 1984. Ferris Phyllis.
Definitely
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That sounds familiar, but I didn't watch it.
Don't think I have.
Yeah, I don't really know his films. Yeah. But like, all around, the acting was very good. The Calypso scene, that scene was so good because like the actors looked like they were being controlled. And they weren't being controlled. That was acting.
I also thought the same.
I was just like, this is brilliant. Like, they literally looked like they were, like someone was taking their arm. And
I think it's because they're watching them.
Yes, and like their reactions and even the way they are. I was just like, this is so good. When it started, I was like, these actors are doing a solid job right now because it even looked like they'd been put on wires and stuff and they hadn't.
Yeah, and especially because they look ordinary, like ordinary actors. They don't look like they've got anything extra special to them. And then they pulled off something very well.
Yeah. So I think Tim Burton, he's very strange. He's very weird. He's a little bit dark at times, maybe a little bit too dark, but I thoroughly enjoyed the film because it was interesting to watch. Do you understand? Like he created this world and like gave it rules, and even when they went into like the underworld and like you kind of can see how each person died based on like their current states. Yeah, and even the guy that had the small head, I loved how at the end of the movie they made that make sense.
Yeah.
Because like you're like, did he hang himself? But that won't make your head shrink.
So
do you understand?
weird.
And then I don't want to give spoilers away, but yeah. But what's crazy about this film is, do you know that Michael Keaton, out of a 6-minute film, he had under 18 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, crazy, yeah.
Michael Keaton filmed everything in 2 weeks.
Done.
So
you had to talk like this for 2 weeks.
But like, that's crazy.
And then
like
that.
he was such a strong character, but he wasn't in the film for very long. Like,
and you had to be over the top for those 2 weeks.
Yeah. But
do you think he ever walked on set with it, in a bad mood, and then, sometimes you can be in a bad mood and then you can
apparently
sarcastically.
No. So Tim Burton, I was watching an interview where Michael Keaton was saying generally when a director says you need to do something but do it more, he's like, nah, I don't need to do it more, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But he said when Tim Burton came to him and said, okay, that's cool, that's awesome, but why don't you add this to it? He said literally every time it just worked. Like he trusted Tim Burton completely, and when Tim Burton told him do more, he did more.
And I think I still saw him in an interview saying that he was expecting people to be like, no,
tone it down.
Just tone it down, and nobody said anything. It's like he acted, and then it was just like, next scene. You're like, oh, okay, was I fine?
But apparently this film wasn't actually supposed to turn out the way it did. It was actually supposed to be more just horror, not horror comedy. And apparently the Beetlejuice character was supposed to be like a hectic murderer and rapist. That's also why, like, when he's first introduced, he's very, you're just like, this guy
too much.
This guy, even like
over the top.
Yeah, but even from like he was just saying things and doing things, and you're like, no, my guy. So you can see where like the rapist like inspiration came from, but they toned it down. But then also apparently he was supposed to have a more like demonic form, like a scarier look to him. And then when he was in human form, he was apparently supposed to have he was supposed to look like a short guy from the Middle East.
Oh wow, serious.
She's like, okay. But it went through a lot of like rewrites, and then they eventually found But Michael Keaton actually says this is his favorite film. Like he's
serious.
Of all the films he's done.
I know he's got a lot of fans from this film, basically. Yeah. So in other words, people remember him from Beetlejuice.
Even though you don't really
because Beetlejuice really blew up.
It really did.
Yeah, it blew up, and a lot of people, like, I remember watching Beetlejuice a long time ago. Yeah.
So since Ryan didn't want to join me in singing Deo in the beginning.
They originally were going to remove that whole scene.
No, apparently it was supposed to be, it was different songs. And the songs had more of an R&B feel to it. Even at the end, Lydia was supposed to sing to, When a Man Loves a Woman. I think that was the song she was supposed to sing
Imagine.
to. But apparently he feared the Deo sequence. He feared that it wouldn't go well since in his opinion it wasn't very funny. Burton turned out to be wrong. Audiences loved it and think it's one of the film's most iconic scenes.
Yeah, there's kind of something to it that makes
Yeah.
it a bit weird.
Yeah. So
Being such a cheerful song, and
Deo.
in actual fact they possessed.
I just think it's a funny song. I think
Yeah.
it's a cool song. The song has character to it. Yeah.
Especially the fact that specific part was supposed to scare all the characters out
and
of
then
the house,
they
and
loved
it actually
it.
intrigued them like a lot more. So
Yeah. So I think also what Tim Burton did with the film, like I think it was very iconic for the time. Like he went and he did something that like had. Do you understand what I'm saying? But the 80s was a very creative time, even in
Yeah.
film. Like people were willing to do weird and. Like nowadays, the chances of, okay, obviously Beetlejuice 2 is getting made, but it's getting made because Beetlejuice 1 was such a hit. But like, what other film do we know that, do you understand, they've gone and done this? And I almost feel like people are scared in the film industry now, and like production studios are like not as willing to try.
Go creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
You
more
don't really
creative
see this
directive.
type of stuff anymore.
I mean, just think of Edward Scissorhand as well.
He directed it as well.
Yeah, it's a guy with scissors in his hands, and he looks.
Have you watched that? Winona
yeah,
Ryder was in that
I think
too.
so.
She was the girl with the blonde hair.
So Tim Burton does the favorite actors.
He does.
you
He
know.
sticks. Because Johnny Depp, recurring
Sticks with his
actor, Winona Ryder, Michael Keaton. Yeah. Now Jenna Ortega. So Jenna Ortega is in the new one. She plays Wednesday. In the new,
yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
she's now in the new one. So he does do this like. Find an actor he likes, but they're all the same. I'm sure Helen Bonham Carter, has she not acted in a Tim Burton film? You know who I'm talking about?
No.
She's the chick that plays the Red Queen in. Oh, she has. She played the Red Queen in Alice in Wonderland. Because she's
that
also
chick.
down that side. You know,
Yes.
so Tim Burton is very weird and dark, and then Johnny Depp, her, Jenna Ortega, Winona Ryder, they're all actors that fit in that weird, dark, like reoccurring,
Weird in another weird movie.
the weird side of the film industry.
Yeah.
I actually feel like Tim Burton created a genre because it's not horror and it's not it really is like this perfect merge of horror comedy. If you understand what I'm saying?
Is it goth? Is it like a goth?
Yes, it's like a very like goth would fit in there. Dark humor.
Strange.
Like it's the Addams Family in a genre.
Yeah.
Like that fits perfectly in. I'm surprised he obviously did Wednesday now, but I'm surprised that was his first.
I've never watched Wednesday.
You haven't watched Wednesday?
No.
Should
And that also blew up, didn't it?
Yeah, no, that blew up.
It's on where? On which?
On Netflix.
It's on
It's a
Netflix.
Netflix original,
I got
yeah.
Netflix. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll try and watch one.
I still think my favorite Tim Burton films are the Alice in Wonderland. I loved Alice in Wonderland.
that was good.
And I loved Alice Through the Looking Glass.
That was good.
Because it was still weird, but it was more on this side of like normality, if that makes sense. It was weird and strange, but not so dark.
No.
Yeah. I really enjoyed those two films. And I think he did a very good job with them.
Yes.
And I actually respect him because like he went from this, which is heavily like special effects, animatronics. He did get into visual effects though. But like if you look at Alice in
because
Wonderland,
Alice in Wonderland.
they were on green screen
Yeah.
and like
That was huge,
Yeah.
huge CG stuff.
yeah.
That
So Tim Burton, he's a good filmmaker.
whatever gets the feel across, his creative direction, his
Yeah.
creative look and feel.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to watching Beetle. I wanted to watch the second one, but I was like kind of just wanting to watch it because it
Yeah.
was coming out and it's Tim Burton. Now I really want to watch the second one.
Watch the trailer. Doesn't it? I suppose it does kind of give some of the story away. Well, I don't know. I haven't watched the film, but I watched the trailer.
I'm not watching the trailer. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and
Gonna
there
go
are
in
some
blind.
actors
Which is
returning.
cool. Because I like not alike.
It
Recently,
does return back to this story.
yes.
Yeah.
Recently, they've been like, so like Twisters, they did it. They've done it with like Jurassic Park and that, and Jurassic World and all of that. By the way, there's another Jurassic Park being done. Why? I have no idea. Apparently, Scarlett Johansson is involved. I don't understand. But anyway, that's a talk for another day. But like generally, even Ghostbusters, when they do it, they don't really, they sort of link it, and then you'll have like the old actors coming back in a cameo form, but they don't really link it. Whereas with this, it looks like it's like
Yeah.
the cast really is returning, which I think is really cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm excited also from that perspective. And the fact that Tim Burton's also directing it, it's like, good job. It's not a remake. This isn't a remake. This is a proper sequel.
And it's not a trilogy. It's not a third.
No.
You know, they always mess the third
Yeah,
one
they
up.
always mess the third one up.
So it's the second one.
Yeah. So
Look forward to it.
looking forward to it.
Mm.
Yes. Tim Burton, upcoming projects. What does he have for us in the future? Wednesday, season 2, I think. Yeah. They don't have any. Oh, no, that's producer credit. Sorry, let me go to his director credit. Still Wednesday. In 2025, people. And yeah, they don't
And then
have
after that, Thursday.
Oh, he also did Dumbo.
Oh, what?
And he did Miss Peregrine's Home. That was a combination of home and house. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Oh, yeah.
I like that movie. It was a weird movie, but I liked it. Sleepy Hollow. I didn't watch Sleepy Hollow.
You should watch Mars Attacks if you ever get a...
Is it? Is it good?
It's pretty cool.
Maybe we should do it on the Alfred Hitchcock Presents. That makes sense because Alfred Hitchcock was very well known for horror. He did Psycho, the
Yep.
that was
That's
him.
right.
So it makes sense that Tim Burton would do a documentary-ish. I think that's a documentary. Houdini. The untold story. I think Houdini is just a nice word to say. Houdini. Try it. Try it now. Go for it. Told you. Told you it was nice. Didn't you enjoy that? Just like rolled off your tongue.
Comment below.
Houdini. Isn't there a software, Houdini?
Yes,
there is. It's a VFX software.
That's
hey,
right, yeah.
that's where I know it from.
Yes.
I still have the dude from Corridor Digital. What's his name? He's in blonde hair. Come on, people. Jordan, there we go. I got his face in my head. He likes saying Houdini. Houdini.
And I think he uses Houdini.
He does use
Yeah.
Houdini. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, yeah, so
Good software.
apparently what Tim Burton's a very focused guy. But he doesn't have a lot. Look, he's doing Wednesday next, but I feel like he's consistent. He's been consistent, you know, since the 1970s. Like if you look at all of his films, he made quite a bit in 1970, then 1980, 1990s, 2000s, 2000.
Busy man.
2019 and then 20. Yeah, no, consistent. Tim Burton is a consistent
Definitely his
character.
art and his what he enjoys doing.
I think this calls for a Tim Burton marathon. What do you say, Ryan?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you say, Ryan?
Let's go.
Let's go for it.
I won't mind watching Mars Attacks again.
There we go.
Funny film. I watched it when I was small, like over and over and over again. It's pretty good. It's also got some weird head replacement stuff and some I think it's like the CG and stuff. I don't think they used any green screening. So it's also got that kind of like, you know, puppeteer kind of what do they call it, practical effects vibe kind of thing going, which works out pretty well. Very good. Yes.
Definitely doing a Tim Burton marathon.
So we'll pick a couple of films, unless you can comment below as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you'd like us, if a specific one of his,
We will be watching. We'll be
Yes.
looking at the comments.
or if there's another film that you're just like, please check this out,
Yes,
go for it. We're
we'll put it in there. All right.
This has been the movie show.
So in preparation for Beetlejuice.
Dale. No? Still no?
Do you think it's in the second one?
I hope
We should
so.
vote.
Should be
We
in the credits.
Yes. No.
They have to. They have to, people. If they don't actually,
It's not that kind of song for credits.
Well, they need to do some tie back.
Like, there's the quiet
There needs
parts.
to be a tie back.
And the
If
credits
they
are
don't,
just
I'm going to
rolling.
be sad. I would just like to state that. That will be the sound of me crying. Just in case you were wondering.
Somebody's trying to make it onto the movie show.
No, that wasn't someone. That was me in the future
Ah,
crying.
ah,
You just heard how I will be crying
ah.
while watching
Sasha in the
Beetlejuice,
future?
Beetlejuice If that is not in it.
Is that you?
That,
Okay.
right, don't try and replicate my future me. Don't do it. Just
Sorry.
leave me be.
Okay.
Leave me be.
Moment of silence
This has been the movie show.
on Active TV.
Till next week.
Cheers.
Peace.
The end.